In this video, I am going to bash as well as appreciate Ababel both at the same time. I know this is sounding very weird, but I'm talking about Roses and Thorns that Ababel recently released as a Diwali perfume, a limited edition perfume. And I want to appreciate and bash Ababel both at the same time in this video, as well as talk about this particular perfume and share each and everything that I have felt while testing this perfume out, so that in case this was something that was in your mind and you wanted a review, not just an initial impression of the perfume, then I think this video is for you. So first things first, I received this perfume from Ababel. I didn't buy it, and I have received this 48 hours prior to Diwali. Ababel has mentioned this perfume as Diwali Edition, and this is the box that it came at. And it came not only with the perfume, but also this scent, a candle, a scented candle. Okay. When I receive a perfume, I make a few sprays and I then let the perfume settle through different situations, or say different temperature this perfume is going through. So the molecules might get disturbed. So it needs a few days at least to settle. And I had no idea how I'm going to make the video about this perfume, because it's a Diwali edition. The brand has sent me. At least there is some obligation in my part that if I like the product, I should go ahead and talk about it. That is what I was feeling. And also, as a creator, I was feeling that the algorithm will like Diwali based perfumes. And at the moment I was thinking about this entire thing, I started seeing reviews coming from different reviewers for this particular perfume, and they kind of gave the initial impression, and I'm not bashing them, because I mean, the way I felt like an obligation, they might have also felt the same thing, that why don't we make a video because the perfume is good. But the problem is, everybody initially just talked about how good this is, smelling as a clone to Oud Ispahan. And the only reviewer that I saw made a second or a follow-up video to this was Chetan from Sentimental, and I'm happy that he did, because he was one of those only perfume reviewer that I saw speak about the other nuances in the perfume, which in the initial impression nobody was talking about. And so I basically did what I don't usually do. I called up the team and I told them, like, what kind of a fiasco you have done this time. Like the same thing you did when you were launching 24th Eve. 24th Eve was supposed to be launched on 24th Eve, which got launched in January. This time also, although they launched it in Diwali, but the entire thing I felt is how a brand does excellent job in making a perfume and then kind of F's it up by launching it in a very poorly executed fashion. First off, let me share the bottle with you. The bottle is highly hand polished. It's a very glossy, very ultra clear bottle. Not the ones that I usually see from Ababel. So +1 over there, -1. The edges are so sharp now. The moment you will hold the perfume, the edges are going to create discomfort in your palm. Although you will not be holding the perfume for a long duration, you will be just holding them while spraying. But still at that particular point in time, you will be getting discomfort, which is a turn down. What they could have done is they could have rounded off or brushed off the edges to some extent to make it more easy to hold. Then the second part was the entire perfume was a Diwali edition. When you specify it only for Diwali, once Diwali is gone, then what happens? No more Diwali. So people should stop purchasing the perfume. So Diwali is gone. Their logic, when I had a word with them, was they wanted to, capture the essence of gifting that happens in Diwali as a tradition. We usually gift a lot of things to a lot of people, our loved ones, during Diwali. So they wanted to capture that particular essence, and that is the reason they came with the candle and that, the combo of candle and perfume together as a Diwali edition. If it was meant as a gift for the festivities, why not make it a festival edition? Why Diwali? Not some other. Christmas is coming, New Year is coming, Valentine's Day will be coming, so many things will be coming, right? Making it a festive edition would have been a better option. The second discrepancy, or the third discrepancy, I'm not keeping count as of now. Why this? Why this added into the box and bumping up the price to 1500? That created a lot of discrepancy in my opinion. Usually the Ababel perfumes will be selling at 999. The moment you start charging more, people will start looking at why. What is the validation over here? What if I don't need the candle? What if I don't need it for gifting? I want it for myself. What am I supposed to do with the candle? Here, what Ababel could have done is just put options like with candle as a combo box, without candle 999. That should have been a better option. Perfume wise, it's a really great perfume. I will come to that very soon. But hear me out. 999 for the perfume would have been a better choice rather than giving 1500. Like, why? And the third thing that I believe is the limited edition part. You are doing a great job. Why send only, or why make only 200 bottles of this particular perfume? This is a very well established DNA. The perfume smells exquisite. Why settle for 200 only? What if now demand gets more? Like after using the perfume, what are you gonna do? There should have been some option like vote for it if you want it as a mainstream or a retail product or something like that. It should have been there. I don't know. And if it's a limited edition perfume, I don't think you should have been sending it to the reviewers. Like for me, you have sent me the perfume, right? You shouldn't have. You should have kept it like limited edition, launched, and we should have went ahead and purchased it to review because it's limited in quantity. I could be wrong over here. It's my perspective. Now coming to the perfume. A really, really, really good perfume just got demolished by the bad execution in marketing, I would say. Perfume, top notch. And this is not an Oud Ispahan clone. Ababel engineered 3 awesome fragrances into one. Here, you're not just getting Oud Ispahan, you're getting Portrait of a Lady and some nuances of Ombre Nomad as well. All baked into one perfume. So perfume wise, top notch. Perfect for the winters, the upcoming winters that is coming. This is really great. This is really good. Festivities like winter, like weddings, parties, beat anything during the evening setup. This is going to rock. It has got the combination of rose. It has got the combination of saffron. It has got oud. It has got some other nuances into the mix like spices, sandalwood, that too in a very, very, very well blended way. And the transition is very evident. The moment you spray the perfume out, you will feel, okay, there is rose. But here the rose is not a jammy, sweet rose. It's a spicy Turkish rose. Predominantly that you will feel will remind you of Portrait of a Lady by Frederic Malle. Does that mean it's a very good clone of Frederic Malle? No. Frederic Malle is in a different level, okay. The depth, the character of the Turkish rose, you'll get some hint of it over here. That's the best part because at the fraction of the cost, you're getting that same vibe of Portrait of a Lady. Spicy Turkish rose. Now the perfume will slowly start getting into the dry down where the saffron, the oud will come into play and give it that Ombre Nomad like feeling. Ombre Nomad is characterized by a leather note which is missing over here and the raspberry to some extent which is missing. However, everything else speaks like Ombre Nomad and the oud over here is not animalic or skanky oud. It's kind of replaced with Cambodian oud over here, which is a bit more sweeter, more wearable and tolerable oud in my opinion. And they have replaced or tweaked it with that particular oud, making it a bit more wearable. The entire scenario changes because now it starts going into the direction of Oud Ispahan by the introduction of sandalwood into the mix. Oud Ispahan as a whole, as a standalone perfume is very thick. This is not. This is more airy. This is more wearable. While Oud Ispahan can be a bit more challenging, this is not. So this is kind of a perfect amalgamation of 3 giants in this particular realm where rose, saffron, oud is into the mix. And they have created a masterpiece over here, which projects really well. For an hour, this will project because I didn't jump into conclusion right away. I left it and then I started using it. During the Diwali also I used it and then I kind of tested it across different scenarios as well. I used it, applied it in the afternoon, I applied it in the evening. I would say this is more of an evening perfume than an afternoon or a daytime perfume, that is for sure. Longevity wise, this will stay easily 7 to 8 hours on your clothes. And as time will, pass by, this is where I will have to rant one more thing. The moment when they have released this perfume, they have stated that they have went through 3 weeks of total maceration process, 2 weeks of settlement and 1 week of maceration or something like that. If you have planned on making this perfume out and if you have planned on making this as a festive perfume, at least you should have given it like 2.5 or 3 months. the perfume would have completely changed into something very potent that this will get to in like the next 2 to 3 months. This will become that version that is going to be super potent, that is going to be super refined. Already this is refined, this is going to feel more refined. So why not do it at the beginning itself? Because Ababel for me is a brand which has nailed when it comes to the perfume quality. Launching this in this hasty manner, I think, was a bad decision, and I feel that you can still change it now. I have already told them over the phone as well, change this from a limited edition to actually a retail product. Change the pricing to just $9.99, eradicate the candle and put it as an option for any of the perfumes for that matter in the future. If you want to, like a scented candle that can go as a combo box or a gift box for the perfumes that has been listed over there. And make this a festive edition if you really want to have this as a limited edition or a different edition. Okay, so that's Roses and Thorns for me. I don't know if you have already purchased it. In case you did, use the comment section and let me know what you have felt about this particular perfume. And in case you still have queries or concerns about this particular perfume, use the comment section or connect with me on Instagram, which is Saga Online, and I'll try my best to answer all your queries over there. And Ababel, if you're listening, I'm really sorry. I don't want to bash or say bad stuff about any particular brand for that matter, but creating a good perfume was half the battle. Launching it and executing it properly was the next battle. I think the next time around, you will have a better understanding as to how to execute it properly, and all the best for that particular thing. But perfume wise, this is great, man. Good job. Roses and Thorns by Ababel. So with that, this is Deep signing off. I'll see you on the next one very soon. Bye-bye.